Is this thing on? Excellent. Hi, Ross. Okay, this is a quick user guide on how to get this thing together, all right? Okay, first thing, main Y shape, put it face down. Try not to grab it by the thin parts. Just stick your arm underneath it, light as a feather like that. Anyway, face down. Now, the interstitial legs are numbered. There's numbers on the insides here, written here. Also, the quick way on the back, that means it's number 1 because it's 1 hole. That's number 2, 2 holes, etc., etc. So we'll start with number 1. Now you find the 2 holes for this on the Y shape. Underneath the holes, see the 2 dots? That means that's number 1. And that's number, can't quite see, 3. So number 1 goes to number 1. Tabs should line up quite easily. Just push them in. Then you get 2 small pencils. You can line them up. They go in quite easily as well. Good. I'll see what I'm doing. There we go. Right, push. That's 1. Ugh. Quite tight. So that's on there. Okay, now you do that with the other 2. Then you turn over, and what you'll notice on the backs of all of these, there's 2 little holes here. These are to help you see what you're doing. So you might actually need to put your torch, your cell phone on, so you've got some light in there, but you can see what you're doing, which makes life a lot easier. When you're putting the legs on, go very easy on these because they're quite thin. There's a hole all the way through them, but go easy on them. So what you do is you pop a leg on, then you get a longer pencil or stick or whatever. Twist it is the best way to put it in if you don't push it too hard. Now you can see in here, so I'll try and get a bit closer. There we go. You can see in here, if you look in, you can see where the thing's lining up. The easiest way to get there, I found, is you can put your hand up here from the middle. You can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Basically, you put your hand up here. Can you see me? Not quite. Up here. And then you look into the hole to see what you're doing. I'm going to do it flat on the floor. Like that. I can see the pencil through this little hole. And I put my hand in to sort of find the hole on the leg. Twist, 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 twist. Yeah, this hole is very handy. And again, I don't have a flashlight with me at the moment. I'm just checking that's actually in there. Okay, hold it right there. I'm going to get a flashlight and check. Flashlight. Okay. See what I'm doing. Gonna make sure you don't drill a hole into the leg in the wrong place. You know what I mean? Which I may have already done. We'll just check. Yes, I did a bit. Anyway, let's try and do this properly. There you go, light in there. Yeah, best to put the light inside the Y shape. You know, if you've got a flashlight or a torch or your phone, that's in there now. So it's up to you how far you want to push the pencils in. Like I say, it's best to twist them because they're very tight. Of course, you don't want them sticking out too far. At the moment, I've got about ½ an inch sticking out there because obviously you've got to pull them out. And if they go in too far, you're going to have a very difficult job trying to get them all out. So the other pencil, again, goes in this side, in through the hole, twist a bit, get a light on so I can see what I'm doing. Make sure it goes into the leg and not drilling into the side of the leg or the wrong place. There's a hole in the middle of the leg. There we go. Okay, so that's in there. I'll push that in a little bit more. Right, it's about ½ inch sticking out. So as you can see now, both pencils are in, there and there, and this does swivel. It's never going to be super tight so it doesn't move, but we'll come to that in a sec. So you basically assemble that all 6 times, all the way around. Again, be careful that you leave something to grab to pull the pencil out. You may, I don't know if you have small pliers or something to pull them out, because they are in quite tight. They're not going to fall out, but they are going to be a nightmare to pull out if you push them in too far. Right, I don't know where you want these positioned. If you want them dead straight, fair enough, but I always felt they should be slightly curved like that, you know, all 6 of them slightly angled up. So what I've done, or actually what I haven't done, but what I will do, show you the back of it. Oh, there you go. So you've just got, you can see I've got a bit of ½ inch of pencil sticking out to be able to pull that out. There's going to be another ½ inch sticking out of there, etc., etc. So, like I say, I assume these would not be dead straight like that. I'm assuming they'd be kind of like this. So what I'm going to do for you, I think is the easiest way of doing it, is right, there's a single hole here, a tiny little hole. I'm going to make another hole in the back of every leg about there, and I'm going to put a piece of steel wire from there to there, so we join in there to there. So basically it will pull against that and it won't go any further. If you want it to be dead straight, all you need to do is get something pointy and use the same piece of wire, but just drill a hole a little bit higher and pull it in there so it stops it from moving forwards or backwards. But I'll set it about there. It's like 30 degrees or something, and I'll put a piece of wire in from there to there. Well, I'll supply you the pieces of wire that are bent, so they go in there, and they should hold it. Right, now once you've done that with all 6, brilliant, fantastic. Now you need, I'll leave that hang down for a second. You need to know how to basically strap this onto you. So I've got a strap. It's not the longest strap in the world. I'll just put it down here. Okay, so it's just a canvas belt. You can join it together. Here you go, like this. Okay, so put it into the Y shape first, and then join it together. So what you need to do is to put it where I show you now. Right, your head will go in between one of the Y-shaped ones and one of the interstitial ones, but don't touch the interstitial leg. Put it from under there, so out of the top and out of that one there. Okay, so ignore the middle one. So just clip them together, spin it around so you've got the buckle inside the middle somewhere, and that should give you you can see, well, that's going to be up there. They're all going to be, like I say, if it's not long enough, if the strap isn't long enough to fit your head in, etc., you can use a belt, a normal belt, you know, from your jeans. Should be a bit longer. You can adjust that as well. Keep the buckle on the inside, right in the middle here somewhere. But basically, that's on there, you know. So I can unbuckle it from the inside. Should be able to. There we go. Oh. Are we off yet? Doing this one-handed. There you go. So just unbuckled it. That's probably the best way I can think of doing it, matey. If you have any more problems, most of this was held together with CA glue, or super glue as we call it in the UK. So if you have any problems with any pieces coming unstuck or anything, CA glue should do it, as long as it's not a painted surface. But as you'll see, once you've got all the pieces on, it's kind of smaller than the real thing, but it's close. It's very close. And I hope it won't be too heavy for you. And like I say, these go in any way at all. There's no front to back on them, as long as you get the pencils in the holes right there. Like I say, be careful with the pencils. They do go in very tight, but I wanted them to be tight, obviously, so you don't lose them and they don't swivel around everywhere. But I think that's as good as we're going to get it. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty cool. Get me some photos, get me some video, and I hope it gives you plenty of fun and attention. And if they're going to do the whole running around like Will Hood, one way out, chanting, I'm assuming you're going to be with those guys there. I've got a spare strap here for you. I don't know if it'll help. There's loops on the end, so I don't know how you'll actually join this together. Maybe you could wire it together. I'll give you a piece of aluminium wire, so you can just twist the two loops together and twist it, and it'll hold. That's about almost the same length as the black one. So that's a spare for you. I've got some pencils and stuff here that you can use to connect it all together. It's a little bit annoying that we can't do anything better than pencils sticking out of here, but I don't have an idea really, unless I, made some parts or some bolts or something. Actually, some, 3 or 4 inch bolts might have been pretty good, but then you'll have to learn how to pull them out and push them back in. Maybe when you get it home, if you plan to get it home, you can replace those with some long bolts with hex heads on the end and put them in, or some screws, and hang it on the wall, or whatever you want to do with it. Yeah, so that's about everything. Like I say, it comes apart quite easily. To get you can pull the pencils out. Oh, you have to pull the pencil out. Like I say, be careful with these silver things. They are quite fragile, but gently. See, I can't even do it. I can't get a grip on the pencil. I'll use my pliers later on. Anyway, so yeah, you pull the legs out, pull the pencils off. I hope it comes to you not very dented or scuffed. It is foam at the end of the day. Some of the detail is quite soft, even though it's had 2 or 3 coats of paint. It's not going to last forever, but I guess you can repaint it when you get home. Hopefully it'll get to you as undamaged as possible. Right, that's all I can say. Other than that, thanks for the job, thanks for the work. It's been good fun. And let's see how it goes. On programme.